Now, just for the proof, and you know that I'm not just yapping out here, right? Here's the proof. This year I have spent more than 1 crore rupees. And just I'm not fabricating the screenshot. Here's the proof of that. I'll just refresh it as well because it's very best to that. Obviously, the BM and other stuff will be slightly blurred, but yeah, that's about it. Okay, so I think that's about enough of proof, and this is why you should probably listen to me. So yeah, okay. So the point is, how does it actually work? Is there a magic thing or some stuff that you just leave it on meta gods or algorithm gods? It might feel like that if you don't understand what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing, and it could be like that. But the fact is that if you can understand how it actually works, which you cannot 100% of the times, even nobody can. But what you can do is you can make predictive guesses, and you can try and experiment things. All right. So let's start with the biggest question that everybody has. Even I have always, and this is just a perpetual cycle that ABO or CBO, all right? So if you don't know what is ABO or CBO, I think you're too big enough for this video, but I'll still just go ahead and give it a short introduction. ABO is basically when you have full control. CBO is when you basically tell Meta to do everything for you. Now, the thing is that the essential difference is that in this you give budget per ad set, right? Per ad set. And in CBO, what you do is that you give the entire campaign budget, and then Meta allocates it for you, right? So the thing is that in 2026, one thing that you need to understand is that if you're still doing detailed targeting or keyword targeting or any of that bullshit, it doesn't matter. You're fucked, all right? You're basically fucked, and Meta doesn't really care about all that. Okay. And what used to happen before, okay, the essential difference that I have seen, and I have seen this, okay, because I had scaled ad spend to like 2-3 lakhs, about 2,35,000 back in December in Q4. I had seen this is that I just had like 5-6 ads, okay. I think obviously the Andromeda update was rolled out then, but it was not, I think, live on all accounts, and it was not this prominent. So the ad account that I was using, it was not really live on that. And now that I look back at it, because I had like 5-6 ads, and I had about I think 3 or 4 funnels. I think I had like 2 advertorials and I think about 3 or 4 listicles. But out of that, like in total, like 2 of the advertorials and 2 of the listicles were performing. So the point being that just using this much, I scaled to about 2,35,000 ad spend. Okay. But right now, you can't do that. You can't scale to that much of ad spend using just this. Okay. Now, why do I say that? The reason I say that is because before Andromeda, the way Meta worked was like, let's say, I'll just take an example. Let's take alopecia. All right. So if you don't know alopecia, it's basically it's a medical term for hair loss. So please Google it. Alopecia. Okay, let's take alopecia, all right, hair loss. So you are trying to solve the problem of hair loss, or your product that you're selling is solving the problem of hair loss. Now, obviously, I'm assuming that you don't sell some random ass kitchen gadget or what the fuck people sell in India. I don't know. I'm assuming you actually sell problem solving products that people actually care about, and you're not selling some random bullshit, right? So if you, by the way, don't know how you find, and if you want to get started with your own e-commerce stuff, and you don't you have a habit of picking bullshit stuff and it's not working out for you, then I have a one-to-one program. You can join my Discord, and if you have the budget too, it costs a decent bit of money, but it's guaranteed to get you results, and we're the best in the game. So yeah, anyway, let's continue with the video. So anyway, so let's say you're selling a product that solves hair loss. Okay, before, what would happen is that Meta would cluster everybody related to alopecia in this one giant cluster. Like this dude, right? Like my drawing is not the best, but I'll just try to make like a bald dude. Okay, so let's say this bald dude, he has alopecia. Okay. Okay, and then let's say we have this other girl right here. Or girl is a bit too much. Let's say this, we have another guy who has alopecia, all right? And let's say let's take 1/3 example as well. Okay. Let's take this dude as well. Insane drawing. So all these people alopecia. All right, and hair loss, and all of three of them are looking for hair loss solution. Now the thing is, before Andromeda, what would happen is that, let's say this guy wanted to solve his hair follicle problem, because let's say he's married and he has one kid, and he looks older than he is because of being bald. So he wants to look young in front of people. Let me just write that down. Look young, dad or whatever. Okay. So let's just say this dude wanted to look young. Then you have this guy, okay, who might have the same problem, but he might just be under 25, and he might not be able to get laid. So he wants to get laid. All right. So and then you have the middle guy who is like, let's say he's a corporate worker, and he thinks and he feels that, okay, now you have to keep this in mind. You cannot challenge or you cannot contradict the viewer's beliefs. You have to channel it, because as Eugene Scott says, you cannot manufacture desire, you have to channel it. So what you need to understand is that this fellow right here, let's say he's a corporate worker, and he has the problem of hair loss. Okay. So what you need to do is, and he feels, okay, that because of being bald, he gets ignored. Okay. Now your job is not to go and be like, "Arey yaar, aisa nahi hota hai," no one gets because of this or any other bullshit. He thinks like this. You need to sell to him. You need to channel this. This is how it works. Okay. So what would happen previously, before Andromeda, is that with your single broad ad and maybe interest keywords or whatever, you could just take that one ad or one funnel or second funnel or whatever the hell, and you could have taken them, and they could have scaled to all these people in the same shot. This is the killer. All right, but now what has happened is, to get to this person, you have to make everything that resonates with them particularly. This is the essential difference. That is why you are not able to scale your ads, and that is why performance is down. All right. So the thing is that the reason I was able to do this is because before Andromeda, you had interest targeting, and with the single ad funnel or whatever, you could reach multiple people. And right now you cannot do that, because the targeting is done by a Meta's algorithm itself. Okay. So the point being, how do we handle this? Now there are two ways. Okay, and I'll tell you both. The first one is a bit expensive. The second one is a bit cheaper and a bit economical. But eventually you'll have to do the first one, because you can't do the second one for very long. The first one is make great ads. It's that simple. Now it's really simple, but it's not easy. And what you can do is, you can go ahead and master this thing. Okay, I'll just talk about it. So you just have to go ahead and make great ads. Now, some of you might click off this video, but this is just the fact about it. The old days where you could just rip things from the internet and just upload whatever the fuck you want, that is gone. You can't do that anymore if you really want to scale. And I mean, if you have to be fair, because you're trying to make crores of rupees, obviously scale to crores of revenue, you have to do shit, right, and learn shit. So you need to learn direct response. You need to get better at the game, and that's why this actually makes it good, because anybody who doesn't do it for the love of the game is simply gonna get filtered out. So that's the thing. Now, second thing is make great funnels. Okay. Simple as that. Now, why did I say the second one is a bit economical? Because this one is gonna cost you money. Okay. Now I'll tell you, this one cost me about $15, $20 per ad. To make using AI, right? I'm not telling you need to hire UGC people as bullshit. You can just use AI. It's too good. You can use that. And to make great funnels, it's relatively easier. It's not easier. It's relatively cheaper, because all you need is the Claude $100 subscription, and you can pump out unlimited funnels per month. So yeah, but what you need to understand is that to first, basically print on funnels, you need great ads. So let's say you have a batch of 10 great ads. You can basically rehash them across a lot of fun, across at least $20,000-$30,000 of ad spend. So if you make a batch of funnels, say 5 batch of funnels, and it's a winner, it will at least scale to $10,000-$15,000 of ad spend. Whereas if you and then what you can do is, you can make more funnels and keep testing, and if it clicks again, then basically the same batch of ads can be reuse. Now, obviously, what will happen is that as your ads will get fatigued, overall your CPM and your frequency will increase over time. But I think it's manageable. For me, it works. And if you be a bit economical and if you make very great funnels, then you should be able to manage it. But if you can't do that, then what you can do is you can obviously keep making ads, which is gonna cost you money, and obviously you have to do like that. So the point being that how do you make this? Now again, no, that's not something that comes under the scope of a YT video because it will be too long, and obviously I can't reveal everything in the YT video, facts being facts. So if you want to learn how do you make this, then you can join my one-to-one mentorship. We teach everything there, one-to-one, best in the game. Now, one thing I was gonna tell that I forgot was how do I go about it? Okay, so I'll tell you that. My philosophy behind anything is become the best at it. So I don't do 10 things, in a good way, in a goodly way. I do one thing, but I do it the best in the market. So you might have heard of this story of the hedgehog and the fox. Now, if you don't know the story, this is from the book Mastery by Robert Greene. And this is, by the way, one of the reasons why you should read books. Mastery by Robert Greene. It's, I think, one of the best books I've read. It's like a story of all the greats in the field. So there's this story about the hedgehog that, there's this fox who wants to hunt the hedgehog. Now the hedgehog, he doesn't know a lot of things. The fox is really cunning, he's really clever, he's really smart and blah, blah, blah. But he's good at a lot of things. But the hedgehog just has this spines and whatever, the spikes, all right? Just very powerful thing that he has in one thing. So whenever the fox attacks, he doesn't need to do anything but just open up these spikes and he just, destroys the fox, and the fox is never able to hunt him. So what's really important is that you need to master one thing rather than being good in, 10 different things. It doesn't make a difference. So what I was going to say is that I personally like advertorials a lot. All right, advertorials a lot. And I make one of the best advertorials in the market. That's why I can scale just using the same batch of ads rehashed across multiple advertorials. I do make listicles, I do make PSLs, and I do also make quiz funnels. But these bad boys right here are my favorite. And I love making them, I enjoy making them, and I think they are pretty much the ones that's gonna help you scale the most. Like, you can scale like crazy using advertorials. And with ads, I think I might be wrong here. I'm not sure because I have not really done this at scale. This I've done at scale, so I can vouch for it. But I have not done this for scale. But I think the same thing applies to ads in the form of VSL. A VSL is basically an advertorial in the form of a video. And this is very, very good for, and the common fact behind both in all of this is that they both appeal to unaware audiences. Okay. And one thing that you need to understand is that if you really want to scale, then you need to tap into this. Most people, in India, or most brands in India, what they do is they are running ads for buy one get one free or some random bullshit, and they don't understand shit, right? What you need to understand is that as per the 5 sophistication levels, the most amount of people are in this stage. And if you can convert this stage of audience, you basically have a cheat code to print money from literal fucking thin air. But you have to be one of the best in the fucking market to do this. Because frankly, being frank, I have not done this at scale right now. I'm not gonna lie. This I've done at scale, this I've not. So, I feel, and this is what I'm working on right now, to be able to master VSLs so that, I have a very fucking deadly combination of VSLs and advertorials. I'm going to destroy everybody in the market, right? So, yeah, that's the thing. And, then if you don't know, by the way, then after this, you have the problem aware, then you have the product aware, then you have the, solution, and then the product, and then most aware. Most people just sell to most aware and product aware in India, like that's the problem. And then some people manage to sell to product aware, but very few people are able to sell to symptom aware, that is problem aware, and then unaware. This is like the biggest pool of audience. And if you can tap into this, you basically can print money from thin air, but you have to be the best in the game and love the game. So that's the video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you got some source from it. If you want more videos like this, then you can let me know. I'll make sure to make them. And that was about it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you are someone who wants to, start and scale their own business, e-commerce stuff in India, You can join my Discord or email me, and we can get on a call and we can see how we can help you. It's a paid. It'll cost you money. So if you don't have decent bit of budget, that at least 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees, then please don't fill the form, otherwise you'll be rejected. But if you are serious about it and you have the budget to do so, we'll get you fucking started and get you printing. As many people in my Discord in the program can vouch for. So if that's something that you're interested in, just join the Discord and we'll help you further. Alright, then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.